With the recent growth of the channel, I have been seeing a ton of you guys returning to every upload. I definitely been trying to release more videos, whether it's a long video or a short video, and big shout out to everyone who's been showing up. So today's episode here, we're going to try something new. So we're going to recap all the pulls that we got this week. I'm going to break down builds for those players, give some recommendations on how to use them in your lineup, but we're also going to recap all the news that has released since Friday, because there have been a couple announcements made for the game. We do have a sneak peek for next week's theme, and there's also the new Courtside Pass player that has been announced. So let's jump into those announcements, and then afterwards I will break down all my best pulls this week, which more than likely you guys have some of those players as well, so you can get an idea of how to boost their stats, and again, figure out how to use them in your lineup. So the first announcement is probably the biggest one, right? The new Courtside Pass is going to be Giannis. It's an Inferno Opal, and it's at the small forward position. This is one of the rarest cards for Giannis. Previously, the small forward Giannis was a Garnett All-Star card, which I was lucky enough to get again from one of the pack openings I did during the week, because I somehow trained that Giannis away and I wasn't too happy, but it worked out. And especially now, since there is going to be a new Giannis card who's also going to be used in Rewind and is also a captain card. So this will be the new Courtside Pass started on July 1st. And definitely stay tuned in, because we will be breaking down the Courtside Pass Kyrie Irving as well. But we do have some more news before we go into the player breakdowns that we're going to do. Other announcement is the new theme coming up next week, and it is called Family Dynasties. So this theme is going to be featuring the players shown on the screen, which are Klay Thompson and his father, Lonzo Ball and LaMelo Ball, Bronny James and LeBron James. And I'm pretty hyped because that ball is going to be an Inferno Opal, one of my favorite cards to use in the game. But there's also going to be some new Currys. Now, I'm not sure if it's Stephen Curry and Del Curry, or Del Curry and Seth Curry, or Steph Curry and Seth Curry. Not too sure. But we're going to get the Gasol brothers as well. The Thompsons are listed again, but I'm thinking that means Asar and Amen Thompson. And there's also going to be Manute Bol and Bol Bol. And of course, we already know about the Ball brothers. This will be a pretty cool theme. Reminds me a little bit of the duels theme. I'm guessing that their abilities will work in the same way as well, and some of these players will be rewind enabled as well. So those were like the big announcements for the weekend. So now let's jump into the player recaps. For those of you that are curious, I'm going to tell you the players that we're going to break down before we go into it, and then I'll leave chapters in the description in case you just want to jump to a specific player as well. We are going to be looking at the Season 7 Courtside Kyrie Irving, the Hometown Heroes Carmelo Anthony, the Finals winner 2025 Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at the point guard position, the Finals MVP 2025 Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and then Brandon Roy, who was a player I also got this week as well, who I think is a gem worth speaking about. I will probably open up some gear keys as well to see if we can get some new legendary shoes for these players. All right, so for the Inferno Opal Foundation, Brandon Roy at the shooting guard position, he does have a 5-inch shoot-off dribble, layups and dunks, mid-range shooting, agility, and playmaking. I already think that this card is a gem, but with the Trailblazers fandom boost, he's even more incredible, because what ends up happening is his layups and dunks go from a 5 to a 7, his mid-range shooting goes from a 5 to a 6, and his three-point shot goes from a 4 to a 5. So after those fandom tree boosts are unlocked, the stats you do want to boost for Brandon Roy should be maxing out his mid-range shooting, his shoot-off dribble, his agility, and his playmaking. With these boosts, this card could be incredible. The next card is the Inferno Opal Finals winner 2025 Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at the point guard position, because I've been getting questions about this card. So this Shai has a 5-inch shoot-off dribble, mid-range shooting, agility, playmaking, and defending. Now with the OKC Thunder fandom boost, this Shai Gilgeous-Alexander goes from 4 to 5 for layups and dunks, 5 to 6 for mid-range shooting, and then his defending goes from 5 to 6 as well. After unlocking the Thunder fandom tree boost, the stats you do want to boost for Shai are going to be playmaking, defending, agility, and three-point shot. We'll also break down this version as well. So for the Inferno Opal Finals MVP 2025 Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he has a 5-inch shoot-off dribble, agility, and defending, along with a 6 in mid-range shooting and playmaking. With the OKC fandom tree boost, he goes from a 4 to a 5 in layups and dunks, and from a 6 to a 7 in mid-range shooting. After the fandom tree boost, you want to boost up his three-point shot, agility, and playmaking. Now this was this week's Power Cap final reward. This could easily be a card you see a lot in head-to-head. This is the Inferno Opal Hometown Heroes Carmelo Anthony at the small forward position. He's got a 5-inch shoot-off dribble, mid-range shooting, three-point shot, post scoring, and strength. After the Knicks fandom boost, he goes from a 4 to a 5 in layups and dunks, and from a 5 to a 6 in mid-range shooting. Once you do unlock those boosts, you want to focus on these stats for Carmelo Anthony, and that's going to be defending, agility, mid-range shooting, and three-point shot. And I just realized the time of the day, so y'all gonna get some bonus content. So we're able to claim our daily streak rewards. So whatever players we pull from those rewards, I will also do a stats breakdown for them as well, because technically those are pulls that I got this week too. So let's get into it. The first one is going to be Kuzma. It's an Inferno Opal, so I will break him down as well. And the next card is going to be a Hometown Heroes card. Who we got here? We got Chauncey Billups. So we got Mr. Big Shot. And we got a legendary pair of shoes for the New York Knicks, which will be great for Carmelo Anthony. So we're looking pretty good with that pull right there. But let's break down those two players, and then we're going to do Kyrie Irving after that. And I guess we're going to go sneaker shopping to try to see if we get some more legendary shoes. For the Inferno Opal Foundation, Kuzma at the small forward position. He doesn't have 5 in any stats. But after the fandom tree boost for the Milwaukee Bucks, he goes from a 4 to a 5 in mid-range shooting and from a 4 to a 5 in layups and dunks. The stats you want to boost for Kuzma after the fandom tree boost are going to be mid-range shooting, and you should probably max it out at 7. Boost up his defending, agility, and three-point shot. For the Inferno Opal Hometown Heroes, Chauncey Billups at the point guard position. He's got a 5 in mid-range shooting, shoot-off dribble, three-point shot, agility, strength, playmaking, and defending. After the fandom tree boost for the Denver Nuggets, he goes from a 5 to a 6 in mid-range shooting, and then he goes from a 3 to a 4 in layups and dunks. After unlocking the fandom tree boost for the Nuggets, the stats you want to boost for Chauncey Billups are going to be mid-range shooting, so you will be maxing it out, playmaking, defending, and three-point shot. Now for the Inferno Opal Season 7 Courtside Kyrie Irving at the point guard position. He does have a 5 in shoot-off dribble, a 6 in mid-range shooting, a 6 in three-point shot, a 5 in agility, and a 6 in playmaking. After the Cleveland Cavalier fandom tree boost, this Kyrie Irving goes from a 6 to a 7 in mid-range shooting, and then his layups and dunks goes from a 3 to a 4. After unlocking the fandom tree boost for the Cavaliers, the stats you do want to boost for Kyrie Irving are going to be playmaking, the top priority since he is a point guard, and boosting this will make him more elite. You also want to boost up his three-point shot. I think this will make him a much more dangerous scoring threat, and this will put him right up there with the flamethrowers Steph and Curry. You also want to increase his agility since Kyrie will go even crazier, especially when you pair it up with boosting up his shoot-off dribble, which will make him even more of a dangerous scorer. That's how I'm going to build out all the players I pulled this week. But now let's see if we can get them some new legendary shoes. My current gear limit is at 474. So that means I'll be able to use 200 elite gear keys to open up 20 pairs of new shoes. So let's see if we can get some legendary shoes out of those 20. If not, epic gears are pretty good too. And so here goes the first batch. Come on, let's get it. First pair, let's get it. We got a legendary pair of shoes for the Indiana Pacers. So not for any of the players that we showcased today, but we could use these for Tyrese Halliburton or for the Inferno Opal Pascal Siakam that we just recently got. We got some shoes for the Dallas Mavericks. This is a +2 to three-point shot, which is pretty good. We got some D-Little Force for the Rockets. T-Mac Millenniums for the center, because this will give you a center a +2 to playmaking every time. So it's a pretty good shoe. And then we got some KD On Pearls, which are some of my favorites as well. Those are like 2 of the best rare shoes. Those are the Currys. And we got some Air Jordans. Kyrie 4 PEs are pretty rare as well. And that's it. So we did pretty good on the first batch. We're going to continue and open up another 100. And hopefully we'll get another pair of legendary shoes that we can use for some of the players we got today. So there goes the first one. We got some Air Jordan shoes for the Knicks. So I can use those for Melo. Another pair for the Knicks. Let's get it. We got some Curry 4 lows, so those were the rare shoes I was talking about. Always a +2 to defense. We got some Crazy Bounce, some Shaq Tac 4s, which always boost up layups and dunks as well. There goes another pair, Hyper Dunks. Okay, so we only got the legendary shoes that we saw earlier, but we also did get a pair for the Knicks from the daily streak. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoy this new series where we recap basically the pulls we got throughout the week. We build out the players and then go over any news that dropped over the weekend. And then of course we do a little bit of shopping and try to get some new gear for the players that we got this week. As always, folks, I appreciate all the support. I will catch you on the next one. Stay ballin'.